So I'm Scott Bales, Managing Director of a boutique advisory firm called Innovation Labs Asia. And we focus on digital transformation and innovation, mainly in incumbent industries. Also the best-selling author of the book Mobile Ready and the forthcoming innovation was. So the current state of the subnets world is very prosperous. It's had a fantastic history. Then it's actually high growth is the thing, because we are only getting more digital. And the next is also going to be a bit challenging. So it's prosperous, high growth and challenging. So the future of subnets in 3 words, challenging ones, but it's going to be amplified is probably the first one. In fact, everything will be bigger, larger and so forth. The future of it will also be hyper-connected is probably the next word I'd use. And the last word I'd probably use is critical. In terms of its role within society, it is right at the core of how you and I talk to each other over any kind of smart device. So for the subnets world, the key challenges around the cabling distribution is really linking demand back to supply. Is we as humans are changing as consumers, as employees and as citizens, is ensuring that they plug into the needs of humans when they're planning where things need to go, particularly around capacity. Because if you look today, for instance, Korea is leading the world on 4K video, so there's been a lot of focus on capacity for 4K in Korea. That's going to go to other parts of the world. So it's really just connecting back to the purpose of what these cables are connecting. So the future business growth in this sector is predominantly going to come from what I call the digital inclusion of emerging countries, large emerging countries. And by that I mean Indonesia, Myanmar, like big populations that will leapfrog generations of technology to go into this sort of digital inclusive world. It's very real that you know, maybe not this World Cup, but the World Cup after that, it's very possible, for instance, that Indonesia could be watching the next World Cup in 4K on mobile devices only. And that has huge capacity requirements for that country. Yeah, so over the next particularly 5 years, new devices, and when I talk about new devices, I refer to Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles, these more smarter sort of things in various industries, is only going to accelerate the demand needs around the world. And so all of a sudden, for instance, if you have a country like Singapore who moves towards autonomous vehicles, the capacity requirements that has huge impacts. And so I think Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles, artificial intelligence are likely to put pressures around 10x growth in the next 5 years, as opposed to just very conservative growth. Talent attraction in the subnets world will be a challenge. It's a very traditional industry. It's very engineering focused. And most people in the next generation are gravitated towards understanding the purpose, understanding the mission within their business. And so again, going back to the need to connect to the human is an important part of attracting talent as well. Because you get a whole bunch of analysts that are either on capacity planning or commercial modeling, is having their ability to connect to the people's lives they're going to impact in a positive sense is going to be a huge, huge advantage to the organizations that can allow those individuals to sort of have that connection, because it'll attract the people that want to do that. People don't do technology anymore for technology's sake. They do it because they want to have a positive impact on the world. Yeah, so it's great to be back here with Terrapin at Subnets World. Obviously I've been working with Terrapin over many, many years now, but this is great to see in terms of basically a core infrastructure having such a positive dialogue around the future of their industry. So this is quite timely, the 20-year anniversary, because the next 10 years is going to be exponentially more challenging. So I'm quite encouraged by the dialogues going on here and excited to see where things go after the event.